There we go, turn the mic up as I jump from one live session to another. That was nuts. There we go. All good fun. Don't try and do these things before you live stream on Twitch. It's just not clever. No, it's funny. Sat here looking at the camera, realising my mic was still muted. Anyway, welcome all to episode 101 of Malt and Magic, the Forgotten Kingdom of Nylin, which is still amazing. We are in triple figures, and it's nuts. Absolute crazy. We have got, hopefully, one mega episode for you tonight, given the things that happened last week, some player decisions, some things that happen in the world. There's potentially a big fight to come, but let's not spoil that too much. Let's do our usual thank yous before we do anything else. So an absolutely massive shout out to Incarnate and Owlbear Rodeo. Owlbear Rodeo 2.0 is well and truly out in beta, and we will be using it tonight. So if there are any technical glitches, bear with us, but hopefully everything should run nice and smooth. I've been testing it all day just to make sure things should work nicely. So yes, of course, also a massive shout out to Dungeon Alchemist, who we've used in the past and will be using in the future. I have built another couple of dungeons in Dungeon Alchemist for somewhere else that the players may go, so hopefully we'll see them soon. Of course, an absolutely massive thank you and shout out to D&D Beyond, who are probably going to save my life tonight, because there's a lot that I have got to manage, and without that it would be an absolute stress fest. Of course, for all the visuals of the characters, that hopefully we will see some of that tonight as well. A massive shout out to Hero Forge. And then there's those DM tools that I use in the background. So Kassoon, 5e Magic Shop, 2-minute tools as well. And then for our audio, of course, we've got Tabletop Audio. You will hear some of their musical tracks in the background while we are playing. But our stream would be nothing without the sound effects that we have as our players perform certain actions, or the monsters roar, or do those sorts of things. So a huge thank you to Battle Bards, who have been with us from the very start. I said it last week. You can go and use that code you see on screen now, Malt and Magic, to get yourselves a nice cheeky discount off your own sound effects for your own game. Use on your own stream, whether it's at home or if you're just playing with your friends around the table, if you're doing podcasts, all those sorts of things you can go get those sound effects for. So yes, go do it. You can see all the social media links underneath that as well, so go check us out on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, hopefully you're here, YouTube. Thank you for joining us on YouTube if you're watching this right now on YouTube, and of course TikTok. I'm trying, where possible, to be current and modern and do things on TikTok and Instagram and all those sorts of things. Bear with me. I'm getting to be an old man now. These things are starting to get beyond me. Anyway, so the other thing to mention is, of course, the podcast, where you can relive all your favourite moments in audio format on your podcast platform of choice. The only thing I ask there is that if you are using the podcast and listening on the podcast, please leave us a rating or a review. Every little helps, just to help to get the word out. And yeah, I think 2 more things to talk about. Of course, the giveaway is still ongoing. So the rules have been posted up on our social media platforms, so go check them out. I think they will filter through into the chat at some point tonight as well, so you can check out the rules on there. But just for being active in the chat tonight, you will get an extra ticket against your name for when we do the prize draw on episode 104. There are, as I say, there's 2 pieces of art up for grabs. There's also a t-shirt. The design is almost finished. As soon as that is finished, we will give you a sneak preview of that. And the artwork as well, we'll also let you know what that's going to be. Probably this week, I think. So do not miss out on the chance to win those awesome prizes. There's bumper tickets if you're a subscriber, so there's some incentive to go and subscribe. Anybody that does subscribe, thank you very much. And yes, the final thing I need to say, for anybody that was in the UK last night, it was an absolutely mega event and an absolutely massive result. So I want to say a huge congratulations to the Lionesses for winning the Euro final 2022. I watched the whole game and it was amazing. One of those goals was an absolute masterclass in keeping calm and just dinking it over the keeper. So yes, a massive shout out to the Lionesses. Huge congratulations there. And yes, I think that is me tonight as I try not to bounce in my chair from excitement for what's about to happen. So there will definitely be adult language tonight. That's a certainty. There will most certainly be adult humour as well. You have been warned. Let's roll. Still marvelling at the title sequence there where it says episode 101. It's amazing.
It's awesome.
Pretty cool.
So, how's everybody feeling?
Yeah, fine.
Prepared. Calm.
Sorry.
and ready.
Yeah, absolutely fine.
Prepared, calm, cool, and collected.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So, well, before we descend into chaos, let's run down the lineup. So, you've all seen me already, but I am Matt. I'm the Dungeon Master. And playing a lot of NPCs tonight, I won't lie. But mainly playing the sidekick character of Brothrid as well.
I am Danny, who plays King Ander. Well, hopefully we'll still be playing King Ander after we try and kill all of Matt's NPCs.
I am Simao, and I play Kirik Gravetusk, the Grave Cleric fighter, who is, ready, I guess. We'll see how that goes in about half an hour or so.
My name's Dave. I play Dargon the Goliath fighter warlock who will I think, as Under said, hopefully I'm playing Dargon next week. I'll play Under next week as well. Why not? Just
we're going to do a Freaky Friday, Aaron.
Yeah. That'd be cool. So
that would be cool.
If I try to play Kirik, the amount of urges I'll have to suppress to like play a straight and narrow Kirik.
Oh man, if we ever stream on April the 1st, it's exactly what we're doing.
Just totally screwing up, yeah. Awesome. So last week there was a lot that happened. Obviously we spent the first half with the encounter in the werebears and the cultists, or the continuation of that fight, where Dargon, Ander, and Remley pretty much battered through them fairly quickly. Cut down. There was a lot of heads flying everywhere, as per usual with Remley. He's just there with his long sword, just cutting through stuff. And you sort of regrouped, and were just about to sort of move the bodies. Dargon wishing to pay some sort of respects to the Goliath werebear, or the werebear that turned back into a Goliath. And in that moment, Zapanir arrived, and that's the only real way I can describe that without encouraging you to go and watch the 1 hour 13 minute mark of episode 100. That's how cool it was, because it's ingrained in my brain. So yeah, if you want to see that entrance, start from there and then just watch chaos ensue. Because it was awesome. The icy breath just almost destroying Ander totally, and then laying waste to parts of Mantenir. Party, or the half the party I should say, the split party, managed to get to Ander, pump a little bit of health into him, before Zapanir wheeled back round to do a second strafing run, and in that moment Gindris arrived in his grand silver form and beat the living shit out of Zapanir for a few seconds, allowing the split party to run. And you decided to make your way back towards the temple. There was conversations around what we're going to do, how we're going to get people out, and then a buyer popped out of nowhere as the lord, or the sort of the leader of the guard within Mantenir, and sort of encouraged everybody to exit out of that culvert underneath the wall, allowing people to escape into the farmland beyond, and people just bombed through it. And there was a moment in which Dargon and Abaya, and I think Ander at the same time, all had a brief struggle around, are you going to let him be the distraction? And he disappeared around the side of a house, having, I think, stabbed Dargon. And then ran out, and that was the last you saw as the house got destroyed in a big icy blast. You then all darted out from the walls, out from Mantenir, and began to book it. Began to absolutely sprint across these fields, making a very quick decision, having contacted home, to head towards East Vale, where hopefully reinforcements will be at least on their way or waiting, or there'll be a way out. We then split our time and went over to Kirik and Bothrid, and sort of went back in time a little bit while Ander and Dargon were travelling, where Kirik entered the Temple of the Raven Queen with a single purpose, and that single purpose was to go and resurrect an old foe. And you were taken straight to the 8th precinct, or the 8th district of death, and had a conversation with the Raven Queen herself. Bargains were made, agreements were made, and you then were able to bring back the form of Theogodin, we will say. The Dark Eladrin, the enemy that pretty much started you on this whole journey, all three of you. And he, having suffered at the hands of the creatures of hell, agreed to help, knowing that it would be his final act, true final act. And so the Raven Queen bound him and made him into a revenant, and gave him some power through her. And Kirik, in doing so, and sort of almost binding to yourself to the Raven Queen even tighter, your abilities and your special weapon, or special item I should say, not weapon, from the Raven Queen, was given a bit of a power-up. And then you exited out to find Bothrid sort of standing over you saying, it's been 8 hours, banging at the door, lots of sort of fervour and intense activity to find out that word had been sent back that Ander, Dargon were in trouble and needed you. You told Theogodin to stay behind, and you all very quickly made your way over to Ethereal and the mages to get you to as close to Mantenir as possible, which was East Vale, hence the reason the rest of the party is now heading there. And this is really where we begin our episode tonight, as don't worry, Merthyr, I'm definitely still recovering from the Raven Queen there. She's awesome. Like, arguably one of the greatest deities in the whole game. Cool. So, we are going to start this week then with Ander, Dargon, Remley, and the city folk of Mantenir, as you all sprint across fields and farmland. As I remember which tab I need to be on. There we go. Fields and farmland, and you can still hear the roars of the dragons behind you as Gindris and Zapanir continue to go head to head. And you can actually feel the cold creeping up your back as every now and again there's just this blast of icy breath. And they spiral up into the sky again, teeth, claws, tails whipping around, wings battering at each other, another blast of icy breath. And you continue to sprint, but you get the feeling you've got a window as you begin to just all out sprint east as far as you can. And you begin to see the trees in the distance. Anything anybody wishes to do in this moment where you've got the briefest of respites right now?
Respite in the sense that we're far enough away, but not for long.
Respite in the fact that she's distracted while you're running.
First of all, probably look over at Ander. Ander, how you doing? How you feeling?
Ander will be kind of running on the outside of the group, like not like a lion herds buffalo, but that sort of vibe, to making sure I can see down the whole line of people to see if any stragglers are falling behind. We just need to get these people to the woods, then we'll worry about me.
Yeah, let's hope we make it there. Kind of didn't think about how I felt. I'm panting a little bit back here. Let's hope we make it to the tree line. I'm going to head to the back again. I prefer being back there, making sure we don't leave any stragglers. See you at the forest line.
I'll lead them to the woods, and then I'll run to the front to lead people then, if Dagon's bringing up the rear.
So the all-out sprint becomes more of a collected group while people are just bomb-bursting around. You manage to collect everybody you can up into this long now column of people that are just sort of hurrying along. Some are walking fast, some are jogging, and you're encouraging people to keep up as much of a pace as possible, but eventually you do have to sort of slow down. There are some miles to go to get to East Vale. There is limited tree cover around here, but for now, as you sort of listen and hear, the sound of dragon snarls are fading. No shadows in the clouds. And things begin to get somewhat quieter.
You say we reached the forest, or are we still...
You've not reached the forest. You can see it in the distance.
Yeah.
But you've not reached it. It's probably going to take... Heading directly east... Oh, travel pace. What a fun one. I should really just bookmark this tab. I think it's probably going to take a couple of hours, to be honest.
That should be about the right time for them to do the whole transport circle thing. They should get there about the same time as us.
One would hope.
Bear with me.
Where's my character sheet? There it is.
So it's the sort of thing where we're allowed a slower pace, I suppose, if we think we've got a rest time, but we certainly cannot stop until we get to the woods. So I'll be encouraging everyone
travelling
to go
at
swiftly if they can.
Yeah.
So travelling at a fast pace, which you are, even though you're not all out sprinting anymore, you've still got a faster pace than usual. You can travel about 4 miles an hour, and you reckon you've probably got around 3 times that distance to get to where you need to be. So you're probably going to have to be moving for around 3 hours. But as I say, things seem to have calmed somewhat.
There's no cover anywhere. We're out in the open, aren't we? Other than the trees
there are
ahead.
Patches of covers, there's like bits of shrubbery, the odd tree, but generally this is open plains, and it's all covered in snow, I might add as well. The leader of the temple is going to approach you, and she sort of makes her way to the back. You look wounded. Here, you shouldn't keep running like this. Let me help you. And she is going to cast heal.
Reach out and touch boo.
So you are going to get instantly 70 hit points.
Holy
70? Fucking have some of that.
Shame they're not temporary.
And then with all my energy back, I'm sprint off like a cheetah. No, so I'll ask her. I'll obviously, thank you. Is there anybody else who's hurt who needs the healers? We checked.
I have my acolytes, my priests are making their way throughout the what remains. I'm sending one up to your friend at the front as well. He looks like he could could do with some help.
Thank you.
And as they're sort of saying this at the back, Dargon, even with sort of your lumbering, jogging pace, you can see a wiry priest in sort of these ochre robes come sprinting up and said, "Just 1 minute, sir. Just."
Yeah. Oh, hang on. Right. Yeah. How you doing? Are you okay?
Yeah. Boom. Places a hand on you and 70 points of healing immediately pumped into you.
Oh boy. I think all.
Oh,
Thank you, kind sir. Thank you.
no. Thank you for getting us out. We're heading to the Vale. Yes.
We're heading for the forest. Yes.
There's
I
things
thought
in
he
the forest,
meant
right?
the Vale, then, as in the one we're guarding between worlds. Not East Vale.
I was about to say, we may well be heading there.
I don't suppose it's downhill to East Vale, is it? So we could sled.
Do you have a sled?
No. But
I mean,
I was going to improvise. I was going to cross that bridge if we got to it.
Just jump on Dargon's shield for a bit.
Yeah,
there we go. I've got one.
Enlarge Dargon's shield, and we all get on it. That's what I was going to do.
It's a fair one. It's not really downhill, no.
No.
Cool.
Thank you for healing me there. I feel better. I wasn't fun trying to get out.
No, but well, I think we knew it was coming. You don't get these sorts of winters that quickly.
Can I check up and down the people who escaped with us whether any of them might be cultists?
Moving at a fast pace. The DC is going to be high.
Okay.
Not that I'm saying there are any, I'm just saying, because you're moving at a fast pace, generally perception checks and investigation checks are at either higher DC or disadvantage. So, are you just sort of running and glancing at people, or you are trying to do a bit more of an in-depth check to go over people?
Yeah,
that
a
will
bit
take longer.
a sweep of the crowd rather than individual each person. If you know.
In
Stab
which case,
everyone with a
make
silver
me
Yep.
just running down. So
I'm
make
gonna
me a
shout
perception
hails
check,
up in
please.
here, see who turns around. That's what I'm doing.
Just investigating someone and just zapping his sense of regards. Yeah, stabs him.
18.
18. With the sort of just jogging up and down, looking around, difficult to really tell. There's people that are covering sort of snow and dust and shit as buildings have sort of exploded and they've crawled through the culvert, and generally everybody looks like they are from the city. They're in these relatively high fashions. If you remember, Mantenir was that sort of city that they held themselves to a higher esteem. The one thing you do notice is that these are all general city folk. You see none of the so-called guild masters or trade masters amongst the crowd, so you can only assume they are still probably locked up in Mantenir in their guild house, or they are dead. So yes, generally no, difficult to spot any cultists or anybody that might look like they could turn into a werebear of sorts. So yeah.
Apart from your friend at the front.
Yeah.
Apart from the ones you know.
As I am running, then I'll put my hand on Timir's Wrath, and I will start to say, "Pilot," and then I'll think about it, and then put my hand on it, and then move my hand onto my armor, looking at the group of people behind, and say, "Everlight, look after your followers, help them get to the forest, help them be safe." And I shall just keep running, moving quickly with the rest of them.
Make me a strength-based religion check, please.
Sweet.
What we don't want is a big beaming thing of radiant light, to be honest.
I mean, you've got one.
I am one.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I mean, I will say that that's the point. I did put my sword away because I'm thinking if I'm like, running with a massive flare, even 100 miles away, it's gonna be noticeable.
It's going to be like the equivalent of, when you distract a cat with a laser pen, Zapanir's just going to spot you and like follow you around, come and swoop you.
Oh, absolutely. Not bad. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20 is not bad at all. You feel this surge of warmth through your hand as you place a hand on the armour itself. And there is a moment where you almost leave your body. And time seems to just stop.
Whoa.
And you find yourself standing in a green field. Plains of swaying grass. And a figure, you think it's a figure, this blinding light begins to step toward you.
I think I think in my head. I don't say anything, but I'm like, did I skip the river of death? Oh, damn!
Death does not take you yet, Dargon.
Oh, that's good.
Brave soldier.
Oh.
Brother. And this arm, which, as I say, is difficult to tell, radiant light reaches out, and a second male figure, unfathomably large, sort of shrinks down to the point where they take the hand of this other one. Skin of gold and yellow, and the symbol of a sun emblazoned on the chest armour that they wear. Well met, Dargon.
Truly, I'm not worthy to be in either of your presence.
Worthy and more. You are here because it is important.
Truly.
You ask for the strength to keep the people of the Everlight safe. I joined with my sister here in order to keep them safe. We must keep you safe.
You've already given me the tools to keep me safe. I'm grateful.
Almost. You have a tough task at hand. Yes. And you cannot do so without full strength. And there is just going to be this beam of light that is going to hit you, but it's almost like it comes from both of them. This radiant light joined by the light of the sun that is just going to penetrate through your body and make you glow for a second before it fades, and you are back in your body. Nice.
I forgot I did that one.
You stumble as you continue running, sort of pick back up the pace, realising you're still going. You're back in the snowy fields now, but you feel that warmth. And you also feel any of the tiredness, any of the effects of the previous battle seemingly gone. You have effectively just had the benefits of a long rest.
Ooh.
Fuck off. Now, when he said sister, did he mean like we're part of the same group type sister or blood relation sister? That's the question.
You are then going to hear a whisper in your mind as you continue running. There is more to do. Let this little gift help you now. And you continue on your journey.
Completely startled. I'll also think in my head, damn, I meant to ask if we can even defeat her. Well, we'll find out.
And there will be a second voice in your head now. One which you recognise. Dargon, come on. When have we ever shied away from a challenge?
Oh, challenge or die trying, you know me. You know.
Absolutely. I'm with you to the end now.
I take it you want to carve through the dead flesh of that beast.
Oh yes. Let's make a difference. Finally.
Well, if we get these people to safety, I shall draw you, and you can be a beacon. We shall defeat her.
Together we are going to unleash holy wrath. And I so look forward to it.
Yeah. Let's do it. That's it.
Cool.
Keep breathing. Oh, breathe.
So
I
you
need to
all
start
keep
smooching
going.
up to some more gods. That's what I need to do.
You all keep running for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and you can see the forest getting ever closer now. You can start to see the outer lying sort of farmland, if you like, of East Vale, even though it's a small village. There's areas where those fields do stretch. And then you notice the shadow above you.
It's Kindred,
A
don't worry.
draconic form just streaks ahead. And you just see the cloud almost spiral for a second before a silver dragon does just land on the ground, sort of scrapes to a halt and turns. And you can see there are numerous surface wounds, but it looks as if for now Gindris is relatively okay.
I would also turn to everyone behind me and say, it's okay, he's on our side. Pretty sure there'll be some screams.
And there was a few. Remley is just going to begin to sprint at this point. Right. With his short dwarven legs, just goes and runs towards Gindris, and almost literally as he gets there, throws his shield to the side, throws the longsword down, and just slides on his knees. As Gindris lays down, and Remley just sort of grabs the colossal ancient dragon's head. Gindris, Gindris, tell me your will. We'll get that accent out.
Tell me you're a whale.
Tell me you're a whale. You bastards. Gindris, tell me your will. Please. Gindris is just going to open sort of one eye, and this bright blue dragon's eye just looks on Gindris.
You didn't think one white dragon could take me out, do you? It is good to see you, Remley.
Are we close by?
I'll say you all sort of come running up at this point and sort of surround.
You saved many. Well done.
It wouldn't have been possible without your help.
I have been waiting for her to reveal herself.
Well, that she did. Where is she? Did she follow you?
She has retreated for now. A moment. She will not let this fight go so easily. I suggest we make a stand. You head for
Do you want to transform?
East Vale, do you not?
We want to get everyone to the safety of the forest. We believe the forest may be able to protect them. After that, we absolutely make a stand.
Do you want to transform into your other form so we can carry you so you can rest?
I can walk, but yes.
And you're just going to see that eye sort of glow for a moment, and the silver draconic form just shrinks down, and you see there, just sort of sitting on the floor, an elderly half-elf in grey robes, with a grey scarf and patches of white tufty hair, these piercing blue eyes.
Well, you boys certainly do like to cause a stir, don't you?
Wherever we go.
I enjoy it. Fascinating. Now,
Out of
let's get
interest.
these people to the wood. Yes.
Yeah. Do you know where she was hiding? Doesn't matter now,
I
but
can assume from the direction she came, and, well, I've scouted the mountains a lot. But I think they have barricaded themselves in the pass of Jean.
do you know what? Really good job we didn't go that way when we were going then. Anyway,
It's an entrance into the mine, so yes, it would make sense. There's a lot of room in there.
yeah, and I bet a lot of gold she won and all.
Well, I don't know if there was any more mind flayers in there. Let's say they are probably on ice right now.
Well, she's done some good then.
A bit of good news. That's nice.
Yeah.
Do not neglect her intentions too much.
When this is all over, though, and, you know, I'm on the throne and everything's all hunky-dory, remind me just to send an envoy to those mines just to check if there is any gold. I mean gold. I was going to say survivors, but I mean gold.
Well,
To
you will
pay
need
for
a-
the rebuild of Nyland, obviously.
You will need a treasury, my boy. You will need a treasury.
Well saved,
Exactly.
Elder. Well
Idris.
saved.
Yep, Idris gets
Right.
it.
Enough of this chit chat. Let's make a move, shall we?
After you. Forest, that away.
Let's go. And Gindris is very lively. Like, before you saw him shuffling around at this point, he's got nothing to hide anymore. And he just begins to sort of jog along quite easily, keeping pace with Dargon. And another hour passes, and eventually you see the wooden picket fences of East Vale. And you can see that the wooden fences have been reinforced with sharpened sticks. It looks like there's been a trench of sorts dug around the outside of the village, and there are currently planks over the top, and you can see people sort of milling to and fro, and then there's sort of a young boy who darts out from underneath a bush and just begins to shout, "Papa! Papa! Intruders! Intruders! Papa! Papa!" And you see now as the village comes to life, and a number of individuals walk out with roughly made swords and shields. There's a couple of bows. And then as you look into the tree line, a few shadows just streak past. You get to one of these makeshift bridges across this trench, and your way is barred by 5 or 6 different figures. There's sort of half male, half female in there. There may be an orc, a human, a couple of fey-looking types, but they're all armed, and they all just have their weapons drawn. And the orc speaks up. You shall go no further.
Please, this is the survivors from Mantenir. They've been attacked by a white dragon. We want to get them to safety in the
Mantenir.
forest.
They kicked us out. Why should we welcome them in?
Don't do it there for them. Do it for the safety of Nyland. There's no time for safe squabbles.
Make me a persuasion check, please.
Nice!
Yeah.
Coming into himself.
I'm going to allow advantage of that, because that was a very kingly statement.
All
Not
right,
that you fucking need it.
that is
Boys all grown up.
35.
Oh, I nearly choked on me beer.
So got T5. This individual's going to sort of stop, look at you, see the crown, and just
Okay. For Nylon, I guess. and sheathes the
Oh,
sword.
don't. He said it, and now it's going round and round. Finale, like a fucking siren. It's like he said the buzzword of the day. Fucking Shank's off now.
It's catching up, boy.
He's going to sort of welcome you in, my lord, I assume. What do we need to do? What's coming?
Well, we don't intend to bring this upon you, but we just need to get these people to safety. Some of our allies are meeting us here, and then we plan to draw the dragon away and defeat them. Hopefully, there will be no collateral in East Vale.
Dragon?
Yeah, it's okay. We've got a dragon on our side. And I'll point to Idris.
He's a half-elf. Appearances are deceiving, my boy.
Yeah, some days.
You'll notice this orc then just turns around. Pack everything. Whatever you can carry. Don't give a shit. We're leaving. Straight into the forest. We'll find her. The mother's gonna have to look after us now.
Remind me, did the person that we met not last week, the week before, call herself the mother, or was that someone else?
That was
That
somebody
Friedbold lady
else.
did, yeah. Oh.
Yeah, the Furbolg lady referred to herself as the forest guardian who worked for the mother, or who was entreated with the mother.
Okay, yeah. So yes, I will say, yeah, if the forest and the mother can protect you all, it's good to get in there.
Are you familiar with the Forest Guardian? Maybe she can get you to safety.
I've heard stories of a forest guardian, but we've never seen her.
I'm sure she'll find you.
I was going to say, I may be talking nonsense, but maybe ask the forest to get in touch with her. I think that's kind of how she may work. Hello?
Bless you.
Hello? You called? As Aoife stands there, just leaning up against one of the fence posts.
I thought one of the trees was talking back for a second. I was like, fuck.
Sorry, who?
It's Aoife is standing there, the forest guardian.
Nice. Oh, blimey. You get around.
I do.
You said the forest might be able to protect some, well, itself, I suppose, but we got some people here who need some protection. If that be of the mother's pleasing.
I'm sure I can persuade her. I suggest those who are leaving heads into the center of the greenwood. Find the great tree. There she will keep you safe. Follow me. Follow me.
You heard him. Follow this person.
So,
Everyone.
you know when they transported us to just outside East Vale? Or was it the teleportation circle wasn't in East Vale, was it?
No, it was actually in the city. If you remember, we walked out of that city and...
You got teleported to Idril. If you're on about the Malt Masters and others, there was some magic there which you've not been able to replicate in any way that just was able to deposit you in various places around this world.
So, before they all leave then, I want to ask the person who looks like them in charge, which is probably the orc. Do you have a teleportation circle here?
Yeah, yes, most places that it's old and, well, might be partially scratched and broken, but...
I think that's where our friends are going to arrive. Can you take me to
well,
it?
it's next to the Great Pumpkin, which is more ice than pumpkin now, but...
As long as that pumpkin stays a pumpkin, that's fine.
Yes,
It's not going to grow arms and legs and start riding a horse, is it?
Let's hope not. We've had that enough in this village.
Yes.
Look,
yes.
I appreciate you've got work to do, but I have family to attend to, and I am
Yeah,
not
by all
fighting
means,
alone.
yes. Yeah, everyone's
Look.
safety.
And he just begins to... He sprints into one of the hay-roofed houses and just begins to sort of pull stuff out, and so you can hear clattering of bottles and sort of shouted sort of communications between a female orc and himself, and then two small kids sort of go and sit on a box outside and watch as you all now begin to move into this village.
Can I look
Go on.
around and see with the outside of the village, possibly even like, you know, some rolling hills or something, or the village itself? With my battle knowledge, where would I prefer to have a showdown? Can I gauge that?
Make me a survival check, please. I'm going to say add your proficiency bonus to this anyway, because you are a seasoned fighter.
I have proficiency in survival, so that's cool.
You've got proficiency in survival, then make it
Yeah.
an expertise check.
Sweet.
So double your proficiency.
28.
So 28. Bearing in mind you're fighting a dragon, you sort of get the impression that out in the open right now is not good, not while she's in the air. You need places to potentially hunker down and hide from the icy breath. So you reckon if you're going to fight her anyway, you need to be in the centre of the village, really, where there's a lot of potential cover. Thank you, Stick.
Straight faces. I will turn to the rest of us. I feel bad to say this, but I think that unfortunately we may have to fight Zapanir here and sacrifice the safety of the village buildings. But it's going to give us our best battle opportunity. If we fight her out in the open, we're gone for. I hope that we can rebuild for him.
Well, the rebuild list is getting ever longer now.
Yeah, well, it's either this or everyone dies and there's no more Nylin. So, to be honest, as much as it hurts, I say risk the village.
So I suppose that, yeah, if it gives us some form of, or if it evens the playing field a little bit, it's a sacrifice we have to make. As long as everybody's out of the city, it's just us.
We need to make sure that all the houses are empty of people.
Is Zapanir going to say, in a Obi-Wan Kenobi way, that she has the high ground at any point?
It's over, Gindris. I have the high ground.
You underestimate my oh.
Yeah, I'm not going to do no
So,
flippy.
What you do notice is that the village begins to clear out quite quickly, and most of the city folk depart and disappear into the forest. There are a small number that seem to hang around and look like they're going to fight with you. Gindris is just going to be wandering around, and all of a sudden is just going to look. She comes. And he is just going to jump. And as he jumps, there's this spiral. He shoots up into the air as the silver dragon and then finds enough space between the houses and lands back down.
Well then, my brave warriors. Shall we be done with this once and for all?
Absolutely. Everyone, ready to fight.
Gindris is going to turn to Remley and sort of bows his great, massive head down towards Remley.
My old friend. It's been a time. If we survive this, your oath to me is long fulfilled. Go, be strong.
And the snout is just going to touch Remley, and there's going to be a spark. And Remley's going to get all his hit points back.
Nice.
I'd like to think them two are going to like retire to a nice little cabin somewhere and just have a lovely old retirement.
Now you've done it.
Gindris is then going to sort of stretch his neck, and he's going to look at you, and
Well, you fight at range.
Is he going to let me?
Care to give a dragon a hand?
Oh, I've been dying to ride you ever since I found out. That sentence came out wrong. That sounded very presumptuous. I meant ride on your back.
Doggo's like,
Very well. Mind the spikes.
he's just going to sort of lay down enough where you can sort of clamber up these spikes and settle yourself in. Remley's just going to take out a bunch of rope and sort of
Here, secure yourself in.
chucks it at you. And I'll say you tie it enough to the point where you tie it around a couple of spikes, so you've got your hands free enough, unless Gindris is doing some sort of stupid Maverick-like maneuver. You've got enough to be able to work with your bow, cast spells, and do those sorts of things.
so there's enough centrifugal force that if he does a barrel roll, you'll still be okay. But it's just if he turns upside down and holds there.
And it'll look even cooler if I fire an arrow while he's doing a barrel roll.
So in this moment, then, let's change our owlbear scene.
I will be calling towards anyone who has stayed behind, trying to, get them ready for battle, getting any rangers or anything, anyone who's there, into cover, or everyone into cover, but getting the rangers far enough away. So.
Okay,
I'm about to run a dragon into battle. This is probably the coolest thing I'll ever do in D&D.
I'm going to attach Ander to Gindris, so that if I move Gindris around, there we go, just double checking everything's working as expected. So that's going to give you a representation of the size of Gindris as well, because he's fucking huge.
I was about to say, I mean, I had to zoom in quite a long way just to see us then.
Yeah. So there's an effect on the map as well, which is not happened just yet, but in that moment as Ander mounts up, you hear this screech. And this white form of Zapanir just... and there is just this blast of icy breath. You see a number of the city folk just get scattered or just turn to ice, and they're gone. And then this white undead dragon just turns around and lands.
Well, it's been some time. You are going to die here.
No! Zapanir, you have a lot to answer for. You cursed me. You forced me to kill one of my brethren today, and you've tormented the North long enough. Our brother Kirik will feel your passing through the 9th gate of death. Look into my eyes. See the one who's gonna put you through them. Now come and meet your fate.
Go on, Dagon.
You are a brave one.
Amber's got a hard on.
My eyes, Goliath. Deep. Look at your mistress.
I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw straight away.
Dagon's not scared for shit. He's not scared.
Yeah, no, but I might be fighting on their side in a minute.
Oh, fuck.
It's alright though, natural 20.
Hey, nice.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine.
It is a straight 20 on that, I have to say.
Saving throw, though.
Need to refresh that.
There was ever a point for a natural 20 on a wisdom saving.
Yeah, I'd like literally no other way of surviving.
You feel your body start to shift slightly, almost as if you're gonna break out into bear form, but then you just, with that rallying cry that you've just screamed out, no one's controlling you today.
Strength of will. Very well then.
And she's just going to rear up, and it looks like she's going to open her mouth, and in that moment there is just this bright flash. 2 bright flashes. As your reinforcements arrive.
Oh, thank fuck for that.
I'm gonna pull my sword out after that feeling takes over me. Just
and in that moment, everyone just.
That's really fucking cool.
wow.
I need
like an endgame.
some initiative rolls, please.
Sorry, and yeah, can I just point out, they look like normal tokens, and we're little daddy little ants.
So I've got a lot of initiative now to roll.
Yeah, right, initiative.
1 round of combat's going to take 45 minutes.
It's all good. We've got plans for this. Remley's initiative.
Stick around till
is fucking
Tuesday.
ridiculous.
Oh, I got 22.
26 for Remley.
That one.
It'd be really awkward if Gidris is at the top of the round and I'm at the back. So it's like he attacks and then I just have to wait. Hopefully we're together.
Oh, why are you both on there? You are.
Yep.
Look at that. Oh, nice. We even got a couple of people over. Ooh, let's see the battlefield.
I'm glad about
Nice.
Ethereal. He's going to fuck shit up.
Yeah, sorry. That was awesome. That was.
Oh, we've got
what'd you
Castan.
get,
He's got his fucking guns as well.
What'd you get under?
I got 22.
Oh, nice. So I just did overwrite your 35 from last week. By the way, I'm just
Let's get me main man on the board as well. Where's Bothrid? Advantage roll.
I believe. Well, I also rolled 22, but I'm guessing your dex is higher than mine.
20.
And his eyes.
Oh,
So-
I got +4 on dex.
You got +5 on
Should
dex.
be all the initiative filled out. So, Dargon, you got a natural 20, or you got 22, sorry.
I got 22.
And Kirik.
8.
8!
Fucking hell,
There
he
he is!
There he is.
So, in terms of you guys, that will be Ander, Dargon, Bothrid, Kirik.
Situation normal.
Situation normal.
Excellent. So, as she rears up and all of these people appear, she just sort of, she gets taken by surprise for a moment. She shrinks back down. I say shrinks back down, stands back down.
What is this? Very well.
And her eyes are going to flash. And in that moment, the 12 or so city folk that were around you are going to shift. And they are not the right size, so I'm going to have to increase them.
That's alright. I mean, Kirik's just going to be like,
Motherfuckers.
be dead and just click.
A dragon's bad enough, man. We don't need anybody else. I think we'll be fine with this.
It's fine. It's all good. It's all good.
You're in the end game now.
They're in bear form?
They are. They immediately shift into bear form, almost as if she's called it and controlled it.
Interesting.
Were they the ones who she had blown to pieces, or
No,
she...
these are the ones that had survived.
Touché.
So, I will very quickly get this sorted, and then we'll go straight into this big bad fight. Oh, not that big. Not that big. So don't forget, people in the chat, you will get an extra ticket just for being present in the chat. And of course, if you follow, extra tickets. If you subscribe, even more tickets. Don't miss out on the chance to win that artwork and those t-shirt or those pieces of artwork and that t-shirt. 3 winners, 1 to each for you. And yes, we are then
And what that also means is if you're in the chat giving us advice, we love you forever.
We might need it.
Good stuff. So, as this then happens, and the battlefield is set, Remley is up first with an initiative roll of 26, which is fucking insane. And he is just going to take off towards some werebears as he sprints 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. That'll get him to there with a dash, because I believe that is all he can do. And that will be Remley. And then we've got Captain Swift, who is going to turn around to her crew and when I'm not moving shit around, she is just going to check everybody's arrived, and then she is going to step 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 up to there. Her dancing rapier is just going to get tossed out as a bonus action, as we see some rulers there, and is going to move 30 feet in front of her. So we're just going to use a quick token for this. Yeah, we'll use the same thing, our spiritual weapon. 5, 10, 15, 20. It's going to move there. And we're going to up that to that size. There we go. So I can see Captain Swiss Rapier there, and she is going to try and attack Werebear C. What you notice with these werebears, by the way, as they shift, any weapons they were holding, they drop. And almost out of the air, these great axes of ice form. Just. So she's going to attempt to hit one of the werebears. That is going to hit for a 21, and she is going to deal 5 points of damage to Werebear C. Where has that bastard gone? You're up there somewhere. There you are. 5 points of damage. Cool. Dargon.
Oh, is it me first or Ander?
It should be Ander first. I'm not sure where that's put you first, actually. Let's sort that out. Ander. Your go.
I think what I will do is the group of bears near the group of people, so A, B, C, and D, I'm going to cast slow on them.
Nice. And you can reach.
So that's a Wisdom 19 saving throw on all of those.
So let's just pull up some stats.
You're doing that through A through D,
Law
yeah?
of averages.
Yeah, all four
A
of them.
through D, yeah. So Wisdom 18, you say?
Yes, no, 19 now.
19. Fail. 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 All of them slow.
Boom!
Do-do-do.
So
Nice!
half movement, no reactions. An action or a bonus action. -2 AC and -2 to AC and dexterity saving throws. You get to make the save at the end of each turn. So that should help the people near the bears.
1. No, that's not what I meant to do. Do this anyway. 2. 3. 4. There we go.
And then, as my bonus action, notice that she tried to turn Dargon to the dark side. I will give him a bardic inspiration.
Oh, you legend.
Nice.
Just in case.
Just in cases.
Good move.
Apparently my S button has stopped working.
Well, that sucks.
That's fine.
Nice.
So, where's Dargon?
Did you just try and use as many S's as you could when you said that?
Bardic
Fuck
inspiration on
a dash.
Dargon, there we go. Fuck the hash. Big breath. Yes, and I'm only 16. Right. Is that your go then, sir?
Yep.
Excellent. Then it's Bothrid's go. Bothrid is immediately going to rage. Because it's Bothrid.
Without a
and
moment's
what else is he
hesitation.
going to do? Without a moment's hesitation, absolutely. So he is now raging. Oh, lost my mouse. There we go. Albert's having a moment. Immediately going to rage. And as a result of raging, he gets to move half his movement speed, I believe. Or it might be his movement speed, actually. Tabs.
It's half of that pounds thing, isn't it?
Instinctive pounce is move half your movement speed. It is half, so that's going to be 20 feet immediately. So he is going to go. Why are you not attached? Okay. Spotted a flaw in Albert's plans.
We're getting used to it, folks. But damn, we would say that we have only just started using this tonight, and it is already awesome. We were playing around earlier, so
there we go. So 5, 10, 15, 20 to there, and then he's going to run 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. He is running straight up to Zapanir. 0 fucks given as he pulls out Nature's Thread.
Is that what he calls it?
That he has.
Okay.
And he's just going to pull that out, and he's just going to attempt to whip at Zapanir with it. That will be a plus 13 to hit. It's going to miss with a 16.
I thought he was going to try and tame her like a wild horse then and jump on her back with the whip.
So cracks out, and the sort of just doesn't quite reach the wing that he's aiming for. He then goes for it again. That's time for a 24 to hit, which against the old ice bitch is going to hit. So that is going to be a grand total of 11 points of piercing damage. Sorry, 11 points of slashing damage. And 9 points of piercing damage, so 20 points of damage to Zapanir. And because it's a magical weapon, not that that matters anyway, but 20 points of damage. Quick maths. Quick maths.
Oh, I should have attuned to one of my flame weapons. Would have been handy.
Excellent. That is then Bothrid's go. He's raged. He's whipped the weapon out. It is then Karstan's go. Karstan, from where he's standing, is just going to be like, fuck it. Takes point at the dragon. And with his Hellfire rifle is going to attempt to shoot at Zapanir. So the first one's going to come out. That was almost a natural 20. Instead, it's a 21, and the round just over the top. He is then going to fire again, because he doesn't have to reload this bastard anymore. That's going to miss, and then the third one is also going to miss. So these 3 shots just ring out, and he sort of looks at it and goes, "Gotta get used to this fucker." And it's then the first group of werebears. Oh, come on, mouse. Hopping across screens here. So, this first group of werebears can do not a lot because they are slowed, so we're going to skip them. The second group, is it? There you go. It's going to be this lot. I'm going to immediately make a beeline towards Gindris.
You've got to make saving throws for the slow bears, though, if they're so.
That's a very good point. Fail. Natural 20. Fail. Fail. So B. Oh, what have I done there? Panicked is what I did there. B is no longer slowed. Okay, so this second lot then are going to begin to spread out around Gindris. And they're all going to attack with these great axes made of ice. So that's going to be natural 20 with the first one. And I've got 8 attacks to make here. So natural 20, so that's one. Let's do that first. Cold damage is irrelevant, but is going to take that 14 points of slashing damage. And right, just gotta do some overrides. Forgive me, folks. Lots to manage tonight. Lots to manage. So, in fact, I need to roll another d12 tonight. Because that was a crit. So that will be 17 points of slashing damage. So an extra 3 points on top of that. The second one then is going to miss. I think. No, it's going to hit. The magic number for Gindris. Hits with a 22. So 3.
Ooh, that's another class and a half.
Miss. 5. Miss. 6. Natural 1. 7. Miss. 8. Natural 1. So only 2 hits off that. One was a crit. And another 14 points of damage against Gindris. As you just hear Gindris goes,
These bears are going to piss me off.
and that's that group of bears. It is then the big bad bitches go.
Swallows Bothrid.
She is going to turn her eyes towards Bothrid.
You insignificant insect!
And her eyes are just going to blaze towards him. He needs to make a con saving throw. Which she absolutely saves with a 30. And yeah, we may find out what that is. She is then going to make 3 attacks. She's going to try and bite down on him. That's the first one. Let's roll. I said I was going to roll the white one for her. So that is a maths 21 to hit with a bite against Bothrid. She's just exceeds his armor class, so he is going to take 17 points of piercing damage, halved to 9 because of rage. And then he is going to take 13 points of cold damage, reduced to 7. And then all within that bite, he is also going to take an additional 8 points of necrotic damage as well. Yeah, was that halved? No, 4 points necrotic damage, so. There we go. Zapanir is then going to make a claw attack against him. For a natural 1. Oh. Second claw attack for a 26 to hit, which is going to hit. So Bothrid's then going to take 15 points of slashing damage, reduced to 8, and so we'll call that 10 points of damage total. Because he would have taken, what did I say, 8? I don't know, we'll call that 11, sorry, 11 points of damage total, with an additional bit of cold damage thrown into there. It is then the third group of werebears, their turn. So, these lot down here, and are all going to begin to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 30 feet to there. That's as far as it's going to get them, and they are going to hold there, actually. That is going to be their go. Headam then. Told you there was a lot of people to deal with tonight. So to answer the question that's just popped into chat, Gindris is a silver dragon. A big silver dragon. Headam is going to cast Mage Armor himself. Which means he gets an additional... In fact, no, he's not going to do that because it gives him no benefit, apparently. So he won't do that. He will instead... he is going to cast Misty Step as a bonus action and teleport 60 feet. Oh, my life. Ruler. There we go. Where's 60? There it is. Yeah, he's going to teleport himself straight there, just straight into the middle of the battlefield with his one arm clutching his staff. And then as a cantrip is going to not cast that because it's pointless. That will be Headam. And that's Headam's go. Geo is going to head across to this group of werebears, and she is quick as fuck because she's monk. She's got 60 feet of movement. Whew. So she's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 straight to B, and she's going to use her Vicious Quarterstaff to attack twice with an unnatural 20 and 15, both of which are going to hit Werebear B. That is going to be a grand total of 22 points of bludgeoning damage to Werebear B. Whom I now can't find.
I read that as J-Lo for a start.
Halo.
What is she?
There we go. 22 points of damage. And Geo is also going to, as part of her monk skills, is going to use a bonus action to use a key point for 2 more attacks.
Flurry of blows.
Flurry of blows. So I think that first one's going to miss, second one's going to hit for an additional 6 points of damage to Werebear B. And this is a rare occasion for Geo. Most of you have seen her sort of scurry away in the past, but in this moment she's just sprinting up and just almost dances with this quarterstaff and 4 strikes against this werebear who's really pissed at her. It is then going to be Feltag's go. Feltag has rejoined the crew, and he is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, pull out his greatsword, and the Moontouch Greatsword, which still glows with that slight moonlight essence, and he is going to go to town 3 times on Werebear, which is going to be a 24, a 19, and another 19. All 3 of those are going to hit. So that's going to be...
Thinking about it, right, you know when you fought the Warforged Dagon and you broke its arc reactor and it blew up?
I love the fact that he's immediately back, right? We haven't left him
35.
anywhere, and you immediately want to stab him in the heart and explode him. Right? Because I know where you're
Next
going.
to Zappin' yeah. I want a kamikaze mission from...
You want to do that thing of, like, you know, smash him into one of her teeth so it gets stuck and just, like, sparking, and then we're like, guys, run.
Yeah.
So that's
It's all right, Funtime, we love you.
35 points of damage total using the Moontouch Greatsword, and I think that will be it for him for now. With that go. Then it is Gindris's turn.
Oh, goodness. I'm holding on.
Gindris the Silver Mystery is going to just rear up and sort of hold on under and beats his great big draconic wings, which means all of those werebears need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Nice.
7, natural 20, 6, and a 1. So one of them gets a critical failure. He's going to get buffeted very, very strongly. So 27 points of damage to H, who is then knocked prone. So I'm going to make this simple on myself, and anybody that's not prone is just going to get tilted 90 degrees. So I think it was F saved and is up, and the rest are going to take 17 points of damage. Points of damage to F and G. Oh, not 47, 17.
Yeah, I can take 47 damage, it's fine.
And... Oh.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That one's prone. That one's prone. And then, with that, Gindris is just going to beat those great wings, and it's going to take up into the air. So we are going to stick a little, I say little, I'm about to make it big. Stick a big old token on Gindris there. There we go. So Gindris shoots up 80 feet into the air. There will be an attack of opportunity from E, because E did save. Which is going to be another swipe with that great axe. It's going to miss. Gindris just streaks into the air, and you get that first initial feeling of flying on the back of a dragon as you shoot up into the air. And in this moment, what do you do?
Hold on for dear life.
And crap your pants is what I was expecting you to say. But yeah. Andy on the back of Gindris just...
What have I done?
Hi ho, silver, away! Is what I'll say.
Get your arrows ready, boy.
And I think that will be Zappinir. Not Zappinir, Gindris, even. One of the two. And then Kirik. Sorry, we finally got there.
Oh, nice.
Hang on a minute. Sorry, I completely missed me doing anything.
Did you?
That's true.
Yes, we did. We bypassed you totally with the whole confusion with Ander.
No, it's all right because also I'm clearly not going to be able to do much anyway because I'm miles away from everyone. But it's nice and quick. With me, as I feel the reaction of as I feel the reaction of whatever she was trying to do to me, and obviously everything else that's been going on, you will then. I'll let out a bit of a war cry, and as I do, you've kind of got used to the fact that Dargon's just got tough Goliath skin, but it's also got small bits of rock in it anyway. Most Goliaths do. They grow massively as I start walking and then running forwards. As Mark of the Ogre Mark.
Ogre Mock. Investiture of the Earth.
Enacts in
Here
me,
it comes.
and these suddenly just these pieces of stone everywhere are on me, and I just start charging
Hi, I'm Cork.
towards
Cool,
up in here.
rocks.
I can only move 30 feet.
That looks like a cauliflower.
Apparently it's that big as well.
What is?
Investiture of stone.
10 feet.
If I did investiture of wind on Gindris's back, that would be a bit unfair if I'm just surrounded by swirling wind while he's trying to fly.
So
Yeah, that'd mess up the
Investiture of
aerodynamics,
Stone is
wouldn't
a
it?
30 foot.
That's only if I
just
want it to, isn't it? Is that right?
I don't know. Well, we've got it on there anyway, just to show where if you decide to do anything, that's where it is.
Yes, absolutely, 100%, which is pretty cool. So we shall see that I will be able to move to... Where can I go to? Get to there. So I'm not exactly getting far. You definitely see that I am entirely ignoring all the bears around me, and I fully intend on just heading straight towards Zapanir.
Nice.
That as my
Anything else on your
action
turn?
to get that. I'm concentrating as well. Just to make me really
It's
complicated.
clobbering time.
I do also now have a AC of 23.
Nice.
So yeah.
Very
But yes,
nice.
I'm concentrating
stuff.
as well. So if I need to add that on, that's all.
That's fine. Just make a note that you're concentrating.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Kirik.
I think I've calculated this right. Peggy is going to fly me 45
Oh, I forgot about Peggy.
or so.
I forgot about Peggy as
I need
well.
to zoom in 'cause I
Did
can't-
not make a
can't see.
token for Peggy.
Does anything happen
Right.
to the weather that's in your area of effect, Dagon? Is that just how big you are now?
So I can have another. I can use another action, and then other stuff happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she's going to fly me about 50 feet in. And then she'll use... I'll dismount. She'll use a action to dash, which means she has 90... She has 135 feet left. So she's just going to fly like 100 feet into the air. So she's a little bit out of...
So from right next to you, yeah?
Yes. She'll then just fly like 100 feet up. And then I will have, throughout the time that I'm flying, I will be looking at Zapanir. But I will suddenly have a realization, and I'll have a flashback to Dagon in bear form, dealing really badly with fire. And I will sort of look back towards where that first group is, and I will just sort of raise my hand, and the shield is just going to flash and glow, and suddenly there's a pillar of fire that's going to rise right in the middle of the group of four, Which is something you've been accustomed to. What you haven't been accustomed to is that pillar of fire starts spreading, and I will cast Firestorm.
Yes.
Which will catch the first group and the third group, all of them.
What?
How big is
Because
Firestorm?
it's 10 10-foot cubes that have to be touching, and according to my calculations, I can just make a line that reaches there.
Yeah, I'm not going to bother putting all them on. We're just going to go with it. That'll take me far too long.
Yeah, I spent the last
so,
half hour trying to be like, does that work? I think that works.
That's fine. I'm glad I gave you the time to do that with all of our characters that are ongoing
Yes.
hits. So, that is what sort of save?
That will be a dexterity saving throw. Please.
Excellent. So we're going to do this a different way this time because you've hit two different groups. The groups are going to roll individually, and if it's basically a group roll. So the first group, dexterity save, is a 14.
That misses.
Massive fail.
Second group is a natural 1, so crit damage for them.
It's alright, it's only 7
Which is going to be doubled because it's fucking fire damage.
5, 6, 7. So, oh boy. Bear with.
It's alright.
Count those big numbers.
I cast Casio calculator.
Don't
I
forget,
throw
while
my
we're
abacus
doing
at
those
him.
quick maths, the giveaway is on, folks. And yeah, I suppose the other announcement we sort of made last week, but we are working on in the background, is we are working on Discord server as well. So look out for that as well.
So that's 38 points of fire damage to all 8 of them.
38 points of fire damage, which for the second group will be... So, that's 38 you've rolled, right?
I've rolled
We've got
38,
a
so
Sky
double
News ticket.
that is 76. Double
So,
that
76.
is 152.
Holy fuck. You know when
So,
that
believe it or not...
newsflash came up at the bottom, I honestly thought that was going to say, like, breaking news, Kirik, just loads of fire damage or something like that. I thought it was...
Okay,
Huge
hang on a
fire
minute.
consumes
the
eight.
shit out of everyone.
I was about to say, hang on a minute. Oh man, that's amazing.
wow.
So the only other thing I don't think I can do now, I need to remember how I do it, is actually add a colour to these things. So they're all bloodied, which I'm just going to... How big's that?
Grave Cleric destroys whole town.
Right, let's do it this way. They're all bloodied. We're going to do that on top of them. That makes that nice and easy. And they are not looking good in the slightest. And I say bloodied, they are swaying. So that is... How much did we say that was? 150 what? 4?
So it was 36. No, it was... Whatever I said. It was 172.
Yeah, 36, 72, 154.
Yeah, that's the one. Or something like that, yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
Let's go with that.
I should be given this
We'll
power.
go with that.
That's what Dave's going to do for the rest of the evening.
4,
Just write stuff on the ticker.
4. I, where the feck is I? There you are. 154. And then we said 72 to technically it should be 144, but I really can't be asked to undo that now. So 72 to you, which leaves you bloodied. With slow, do they get disadvantage on their save?
No, it's just -2 to Dex, -2 to AC.
I mean, they failed anyway,
Okay.
so...
Mm-hmm. See. Where the fuck is C? Cool. So the only one that is then bloodied in this group. Wait, come back here. Is B. And I need to make a new bloodied token apparently. Nice. They're all knocked down significantly in terms of health. But as I say, you've almost obliterated that bottom group, which Remley's sort of running up towards, and then it just says, fucking hell. Anything else on your turn, Kieran?
Yes, I will realize that she's probably not very happy with me, so I'm going to action surge.
Nice.
And with the action surge, I will clench my right hand, and there's going to be a glow coming from underneath the armor as my tattoo starts glowing.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I will cast
Here we go.
Investiture of Ice.
I want to cast mine.
Just saying, can't you fly with yours?
I am now also concentrating on that.
That's fine. So remember that you're concentrating on stuff, because I've got too much to concentrate on otherwise. Cool. So let's finish this round, and then we will take a very quick break. But we'll then over to Bralin, if that's the end of your go, Bothrid. Kirik even?
Yeah, I will walk closer to her, so that I am within distance of good old Bothrid. That sounds about right. So let us, but yeah. Should I move it? Oh, I can't move it apparently.
Wait, you're trying to move? Is that not attached?
It's not attached. So yes, there's my go.
Attached. Kirik. What on earth? Almost. We'll get this right in a minute. Yeah. Oh, Albert 2.0, you got stuff to cover. Right, okay. Cool. You were there, yeah?
Yeah, somewhere around there, yeah.
That's fine, we'll leave it at that. Cool. Bralin is going to run up his 30 feet, and seeing you just drop fire on these things and thinking, that looks like it works, he is going to click his fingers and just points towards B, and is going to use a cantrip of Sacred Flame, which is a Dex saving throw for 3. So that's going to be 7 points of radiant damage, because apparently Bralin doesn't quite understand the difference between radiant and fire. Let's see. Still, 7 points of radiant damage. B still not looking great. And then, as a very quick action, because that's his bonus action. Sorry, that's his action. As a bonus action, sorry. It's going to look towards Feltag. No, can't do that. Well, no, I'll say as he runs... no, bollocks to it. He's going to have to wait to do that one. Or is that a bonus action? Okay. Instead... That's a silly, silly bonus action for a fucking spell. Bralin is just going to stand forward and utter a word in Triton. and that word is going to ring out at these 4 werebears in front of him, because they are the only ones that are within range.
Is he using Divine Word?
And he is using Divine Word.
Yeah,
they have to make a charisma saving throw. Charisma saving throw. So as a group check, that was a 10, which is going to fail, which means B's dead.
Yep.
B just drops and is dead outright. So then A, C, and D.
Oh, the others.
So
that's not good.
And that many.
What is
they are
this?
fine.
What is this thing?
They are fine.
They're fine? Oh, damn.
They are fine.
Like, basically, the Divine Word that
B
has
just
different effects, depending on how many hit points you have.
So they are all
pretty silly.
And that will be Bralan's go. I just need to make sure I've chalked off that particular spell slot.
What is that?
I have that spell.
Was a
That is
ridiculous spell.
Silly.
And it's a bonus action, which is even more ridiculous.
Yeah, that's why I say it's silly. It's a bonus action. It's ridiculous. Cool. That will be Bralan's go, and then we are round to the last 2 people. Gore, who is going to rage.
Yeah.
And as he rages, sparks of lightning just begin to form all around him.
Ooh.
There we go. So he is then... Where are you? Gore. There we go. Yes, so he gets an aura of this. So 10 foot around him, there is just this aura of sparking electricity. Let's just see if I've got a quick 10 foot aura I can do. I'll put it as that. 10 foot radius. So we use the actual bright. There we go. Yeah, we need some shortcuts for attachment, Albert. There we go. So he is then going to run 40 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Straight to there, raging. That doesn't affect him because that's when activated. 1 rage. He is going to recklessly attack with his great axe, which he holds at A. So advantage. Yeah, 24 is going to hit. And natural 20 with a second.
Nice.
We're going to roll that first.
Nice.
That's 27 plus 14, 31, 41 plus rage. 47, because that would technically be 6. So 47 points of damage to A with those 2 swipes, which will be then halved because it's a non-magical weapon. 24. There we go. And A is then bloodied as well. There we go. Cool. And finally, because that's Gore's go, we've got then Ethereal. And after this, I promise, boys, we're going to take a short break.
And power kill on everyone.
Well,
It's got some fire
you say
coming
that.
out of him somewhere.
Oh, he's going to hold on to that one, I think. Okay, he is going to step forward. What's the range on that one? 150 foot. He's not going to step forward at all. You just see him open one hand and the book opens. And he's just going to look towards Zapanir.
You and I faced each other once before. I defeated you then. Here we go again.
And just streak of sort of greenish light just blasts out from his hand straight towards Zapanir as he casts Feeble Mind at 8th level.
Ooh. Do it.
So Zapanir immediately takes psychic damage, regardless of whether the save or not. So that is 12 points of damage to Zapanir. That was Zapanir leaving the room, I think.
I'm mute.
The old wind's getting up, and the fucking door's rattling. The thing is, I don't want to shut the window because I am sweating.
It's a bit warm.
12 points of damage to Zapanir. 12 points of psychic damage, and then it is a... I've lost Theria's character sheet now. It is a...
Intelligence saving throw.
Intelligence saving throw.
I'm going to sort that door out.
It's alright, it's all good. Natural 1.
Oh my... And the legendary's resistance.
But Zapanir is legendary, so legendary resistance and saves.
Okay, that's one.
That's one.
What did I miss?
So,
A natural
Natural
one.
one on the
natural 1 on the save for
legendary
Feeble Mind.
Legendary resistance.
Yeah.
Legendary resistance.
Can we put Matt as a
So-
twat on the ticker tape at the bottom?
No, legendary resistances are.
Good
fine,
stuff.
it's fine.
So with that, then we are back up to the top of the next round. All of that has happened within 6 seconds, I would like to point out. We are going to take a short break just for a quick pee and a quick stretch. And yes, then we will get back into this fight. So, just while I quickly make a note of things.
We shall see you.
See you in
minute.
a bit. Stick around.
We're back.
Oh, we are back, and we're going to get straight back into it. So thanks everybody sticking around. Thank you for joining us thus far. So we're going to get to the round, top of round 2 as we start to manoeuvre a few people around here. Remley is going to run straight into this group of werebears right here. And given they are so fucked, I am going to make 3 rolls, and if he hits on all 3 of these werebears are going to die. First one, 18 hits. Second one, 14 hits. And a 12 just hits.
Oh, blimey.
So there we go. All 3 are going to hit, which means 3 of these werebears are fucked. Move that out of the way. So we're going to go 1, 2. Oh, did not mean to do that. Ignore
The
that.
map is gone.
Don't worry.
We had an eclipse.
The quickest Control Z I've ever done in my life. As he then squares up to Jay. And there we go. That will be Ramley's turn. So we're then over to Charlie, who is going to swing the rapier towards A. And I should have just done that the smart way, really, shouldn't I? To 10 plus stuff. 19 is going to hit. That's 11 points of damage. Plus 22 is also going to hit. 19 points of damage to A. And that will be Charlie's action, bonus action of yes, that will be that. Cool. So we're then very quickly down to Ander.
Wait, so
You are 80 foot up in the air with a bow and arrow.
that's good. And although Gindris is moving, I am not, so I can use steady aim, right?
Indeed.
Which is handy because
Nice.
Zapanir is just out of range,
Disadvantage.
so I need to use steady aim to get advantage to make it a normal bow, if that makes sense. Because it's got 150 range or 600 at disadvantage, but if I use steady aim to have advantage, I can do to 600 feet normal.
There we go. Nice. I was going to try and work that out, but crack on. So straight roll to try and hit Zapanir with an arrow.
And I'm also going to use a
And
plus
you
2
will get
arrow.
sneak attack on this because it's technically
Yep.
advantage anyway. So go for it.
Well, she's also got Boffred next to her, so I'll get a sneak attack
Yep.
anyway.
Nice.
So, plus 2 arrow, so that's 32 to hit,
Holy fuck.
Oh, blimey, Harry.
with 15 piercing damage, and then the sneak
30 to
attack.
hit. 15 points piercing damage.
Ooh, sneak attack of another 17.
17. Nicely done. As this arrow just...
Oh, I should have said, I'm
Flies
aiming
out
for
of
her
nowhere.
eye.
Okay. Had that been a
And
natural
make it
20, I'd
blind.
have allowed it. Instead, it just catches her in the skull, breaks through, punches through this bone, because this is just a bone skull. Punches through, and sort of you can almost hear the arrow rattle around inside. It's like dunk, 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 dunk. As she takes the full damage, and there's just sort of that will be your go, I believe.
It will.
Doggone.
Yes. I am. Again, there is no one else on the battlefield other than Zapanir. So we are going to find out how close I can get. So it's going to be. I will use my action and my action and movement. So that's going to take me to there.
With no attacks of opportunity.
Yeah. Let me just find out if I find. Yeah, it still doesn't really help me, does it?
Oh, if your action surge.
Yeah. Oh no, I wouldn't get my movement, would I? I wouldn't get my movement back. It's just an
No.
action. So no,
No.
definitely not. I'm staying there. So that's my go.
Excellent. Bothrid then. It's going to put Nature's Thread away as a bonus action. And then, still raging, is going to take out decisions. Is going to take out the woodcutter's axe. And just sort of lifts it.
You're gonna die, you big fucking ugly bitch.
And yeah, he's gonna not swing recklessly because he's a little bit cautious, even though he's raging. First one to hit is not going to hit with a 19. Second one, 27 to hit. So the second one definitely hits. So Zapanir is going to take 10 points of damage from Bothrid's.
And is bloodied.
You fucking wish. As
One
that
can only
ends
hope.
Bothrid's go, Zapanir is going to look down on him.
You are an insignificant little shit.
And she's going to look down on him, and he needs to make a Constitution saving throw. As this
What is that?
greenish glow sort of surrounds Bothrid and seems to sap towards Zapanir. So, con saving throw for Bothrid. 13 on the dice, which brings it to a grand total of 24. And Bothrid takes no damage.
Yes.
There we go, that was a legendary action.
Oh.
So then we get to round 2, this group of Goliath werebears. So we're going to have... They are all currently slowed. So the one that's bloodied is going to make a great axe attack at Gore at advantage. So that's a 4... so that's a 16 plus stuff. And that's definitely going to hit Gore if he... I'd be amazed if he can not get hit by that. Yeah, that's going to hit Gore. So that will be... Why have I just done that? Hold on. It'll be 9 points of slashing damage reduced to 5. And then an additional... Bam. Additional 2 points of cold damage. Which he's going to take the full front of, because he's a different class to Bothrid. So that's where bears go. D is going to move... Oh, come on, there we go. D's going to move 5, 10 into there, even though it's slowed. And is then going to attack Geo. For an unnatural 20 to hit, which is going to hit Geo. And she is going to take... 13 points of damage. Slashing damage, followed by an additional... Oh, that bounced out. 5 points of cold. And that'll be its go, and C can barely get anywhere, so C's just going to stay there. So I need to clear this board, don't I, a little bit. Dead. 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 Everybody else should be relatively fine. Excellent. So the second group of werebears, half of them are going to stand up. Yep, they are going to move as a unit. And yes, they are all now going to start moving after Dargon. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30... Movement speed. So, try that again. 5, 10, 15... 10, 15, 10, 15, 5, 10, 15. And in fact, if they dash, they get... Dash is our action. Half their movement speed stand up. Yeah, they're going to dash, so then an extra 30 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to get to there. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 30 and 30. There we go, that's that set of werebearers. With them gone, and in fact let's make some quick slow checks. That's a D8 on the floor, by the looks of that. Natural 20 for 1. Fail. And that one jumped out. Cool. So, A is no longer slowed, but is significantly bloodied.
Nice.
So, where are we? Yes. Kindris is then going to take a legendary action.
Whee!
As you do.
In fact, no, he's not, because he can't. Because everybody's just moved. My bad. So ignore that. No, he's not. So it's then the final group of werebears, i.e. Jay, who is going to attempt to swing at Remley twice. And is a 26 to hit with the first, and a 20 maths. 22 to hit with the second. So I think both of those are going to hit. Yep, second one just hits. Okay, so that's going to be one of them. So 28 plus 28 points of slashing, 16 points of cold. Cool, Remley not enjoying that at all. Headam them from where he is, as you're all now a little bit of a group. He is going to use a bonus action, just lifts his staff up into the air, and around Bothrid this silvery light begins to form, almost like a platinum shield, one could say. Yeah.
Interesting.
So Adam casts this silvery shield, and that will be Hedam's go. I'm not going to do anything else from now on. He's just going to protect Bothrid for a minute. Geo then is going to wail straight onto this creature, and is going to attack 4 times using a point to cast Flurry of Blows again. So let's just do 4 attacks. 25 hits. Fucking hell. 19 to hit. Whole office is falling apart. 12's just going to hit, and an 11's going to miss. So 3 out of the 4 attacks are going to hit. So we're going to get 12, 20, 27 points of bludgeoning damage, 2d. Which is enough to then bloody D. There we go. That is Geo's go. Feltag then is going to just take out his... Obviously, he's got his greatsword. He is going to wail on it 3 times. For 13, which is going to hit. 19 is going to hit. All 3 of those are going to hit. So it's going to be
Nice.
10, 26, 37 points of slashing damage, 2d. Getting cut to ribbons right now. That's Feltag's go. Then it is Gindris's go. So Gindris is going to turn, and Gindris can't quite do what he wants to do. He's not going to risk that. However, he's 80 foot up in the air. He's going to go...
If it's a cone of cold, it doesn't matter if it hits me.
Does it not?
Dargon wouldn't care,
Right.
is what I'm saying.
How did you guys do the whole thing where if he moved it showed you how far it took you?
So if you click the measure, then click the
Measure.
person. There you
There we
go.
go.
Oh, yeah,
It's a bit far, isn't it? 80 feet. Okay, Gindris is going to start. It's not quite moving where I wanted it to move me, but way up. Stop measuring. Just put me where I want it. Yeah, cool. So Gindris is just going to start flying around as he just begins to swoop around the battlefield a little bit. You can see where he's beginning to head, and then with that 80 feet of movement still on the floor. Let's think about this then. Oh, no, don't want to do that. Yep, not going to work. Cool. In which case, Gindris will dash. So there, that will be Gindris' go. Kirik.
Did Sapanir get a go?
Did I miss Sapanir? Apparently I did.
I think you did.
Yes, I did miss Zapanir. What a moron. Flicking through all the werebears there. So, Zapanir then, before all that, will... In fact, it would have just been Zapanir before all the stuff going on there. So, yeah, cool. Zapanir then will... Missing me main person now. That was a bit stupid. Yeah, Zapanir don't give a shit. There is going to be...
Oh boy.
feet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. I need to go out to 180. It's going off.
180?
Yeah, it's only because of the nature of the token.
Right. Okay. There's 90
Because
feet.
it only does it half for some reason. It's a 90 feet cone.
Yeah.
Right.
Which, yeah, so Peggy's going to avoid this, but Zapanir thinks I can deal with that little shit to my side, and it's just going to open up the moor and blasts this cold breath out. I need Constitution saving throws from Kirik and Hedam. Hedam got an 11.
Dirty 20. Wait, I rolled that advantage for some reason.
20.
I don't know why I rolled that advantage. That is 16.
16, okay. Yeah, you're going to take the full damage regardless. Which is very loud in my ears. That is going to be 62 points of cold damage to both of you.
There is a blast of cold flowing, and by the time the ice is gone, Kirik is unaffected because I am immune to cold while Investiture of Ice is on.
You genius.
There we go. As Kirik just stands there and she's just going to look to...
What is this sorcery?
Hedam, on the other hand, takes the whole lot and is not looking good
He's an
at
icicle.
all. Hedam's now bloodied.
Boy.
That will be Zapanir's go. Then it's down to Kirik.
How is... yeah. That's kind of bad. I will turn to Hadan and I will say... get yourself further away, and I will move down, trying to circle, catch your attention, really. 5, 10, I don't need to count. It just does that for me. You have 40 feet of movement.
Because of investiture.
Actually, let me change that. Let's instead go. Sure, why not? Let's just run towards her. That sounds like a great idea.
Yep.
Yeah, running towards her, and as I am running, I will throw out a feather. Go there. Which will form. I will cast that at 5th level. And
where do you want it?
Yeah. And what I suppose Dargon was what you would see. Bothrid will definitely see that as I throw the feather. There is the shield flashes in a very vibrant sort of golden aura as I cast at 5th level, but it will count as a 6th level spell. So yeah. So spiritual.
Someone's got new toys.
So that is going to be an attack from it. That's about nice bonus action.
We love it when it's OP on our side.
That's great. Ooh, that is not good though. That is 15 to hit.
Not hit. It just sort of
Shit.
scratches against the skeletal and bits of old, decaying dragon skin. And I think that will be your go, unless you're going to take an action.
I still have an action. I haven't taken my action yet.
Yeah.
There's too many people I can't. Ooh, I think Ethereal might be close to me. Sure, let's do that. I will then, seeing that failed, I will kind of look to Ethereal through the corner of my eye, and I will give him a look, as in throw everything you've got, and I will cast Path to the Grave on Zap. As my action.
Okay then.
Oh, I hope he fucks him up.
To the grave. I'll put that one on zapping it.
And that will be my turn.
Cool. It is then Brallan's go. Brallan will step up 5, 10 to A and take the trident off his back. And he's going to stab towards A with the trident once. Which is going to be a 22 to hit, two-handed. 7 points of piercing damage. And that creature can't regain hit points until the start of Bramler's next turn.
Nice.
7 points to A. A. And quick then look at the bonus actions again. Yeah, I think that will be it for Brallan. As he just runs up, brings that trident out straight into the side of the werebear. Just it's then Gore's go. So because Gore is there, that creature instantly has to, because of the rage and the storm aura. Aura has an effect that activates when you enter your rage, and you can activate that effect on each of your turns as a bonus action. So as a bonus action then, Gore is going to ask A to make a dexterity saving throw. Fails. Which means it's going to take... What level are we at now? 12. 2d6 lightning damage. And we're going to use Fury of the Small on that as well.
Nice.
An additional 4 damage on top of it. 2d6 lightning damage, which is going to be 9 plus the 4. It's going to be 13 points of lightning damage to A, as Gore just sort of surges. Lightning crackles all around this, and then Gore is going to make his attacks with the non-magical great axe, which is going to be Reckless. Uh, 13 just hits. And a 22 definitely hits, so both of us are going to hit. So we're going to get 14 plus 9, 23 points of slashing damage, reduced down to 12 on A. A not looking good at all right now. That will be Gore's go. Ethereal then, seeing this sort of magical effect on Zapanir, very quickly pages just begin to flick aside, and
Come on, that level.
okay. Ethereal's gonna move. I think. I'm gonna get my mouse back. There we go. Let's just measure. Okay, that's 60 foot straight through Bothrid, which is no good. But if we cast it there... yeah, okay, Ethereal's going to move. So Ethereal is going to move 35 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30... 35 to there. Then going to cast it over there, yeah, that'll be good. Is then going to cast a... yeah, okay, it's spells, this is the way they work. Is going to cast a 7th level lightning bolt.
Nice.
And this just crackling beam of lightning just beams out. Zapanir needs to make a dexterity saving throw. Which is enough to save anyway without losing a legendary resistance. However, Path to the Grave is on, so basically he's going to take full damage regardless.
Mm-hmm.
So lightning bolt, it's going to be 12d6 points of lightning damage. 44 points of lightning damage to Zapanir.
That is...
As this lightning bolt just...
Take that, you fucking fiend!
It's probably the most animated you've ever seen Ethereal as well. Let's have a look at some quick bonus actions for Ethereal. Yep, that'll do. That's Ethereal, and that should be that round. A lot quicker that time. We're getting in the swing of it. So, we're then going to be back around the top two. Remley. Remley is going to... Let's just have a look at Jay's hit points. Okay, Remley's going to swing once. If he hits, he's going to kill it. Kills it.
Nice.
And I can do this straight from there now. Delete. Delete. And then Remley is going to begin to run over here. 5, 10, 15, 20. It's just enough to get him within range of that one. And he's going to swing twice more at H. As he just shouts, "Get away from my friend, you bastards!" So that's going to be a lot. And yeah, I think both of those are going to hit. So that was a 26 and a 17. Both are going to hit. So the longsword, which he is still using single-handed, 13, 24, which will then be halved to 12 on H. 12 points of damage. And that will be Remley's go. Charlie's going to make 2 swings with the animated rapier at A. Dancing rapier, so... Oh no, 1 swing, sorry. That's going to be an unnatural 20 to hit, which of course will hit, and is then going to be 11 points of damage to A. Who's having a bad day and is really not looking good anymore. That'll be Charlie's go. Ander, do you hold on as Gindris just...
Now I'm within range, I can just use my bonus action steady aim to get advantage on my bow and arrow shot. So, you see, I want to use my cool spells and stuff, but I know you're just legendary resistance them.
Use them up.
For now.
Need to burn them out.
I know, but I don't want to... I've only got like... I don't have as many spell slots as Kirik. I can't waste them. So, I will use bonus action steady aim with me hunting bow. And I'll get a natural 20.
Yeah, you will.
No, I've got an
Yeah,
18. Oh,
We weren't fucking far off.
31 to hit with 11 piercing damage, and then the sneak attack damage. Sneak attack damage is shit. 15. Fucking hell.
Every little helps. Again, this arrow just... And because Zapanir by this point has turned her head, you sort of shoot into the maw that is still open as it blasts out this cold, and you can see this sort of greyish, pinkish, bluish tongue which is half withered away that the arrow just straight into. There's no blood or anything, it's just this puff of gore as the arrow punctures in. And I think that will be your go.
Yes, this is will.
Dargon.
I was just realising my action economy in my head for the last couple of minutes has been absolute trash. So we're going to see what's going to be best here. But we're going to get some cinematic shit up in here. So
let's do it.
As Dargon's running and he's got the group behind him, he's gonna as he just keeps running forwards, he's going to his armor glows, wings appear out of the light, and as he does, he just launches off a rock in front of him and bounces up. As he does so, using the spectral angelic wings of the Solar Swift armor, he's gonna fly up straight forwards with now a 60 feet flying speed.
Nice.
I'm gonna, I am gonna do this because otherwise it's just crazy. I'm gonna action surge for him to do that action to activate his Grace of the Ray. So he will now have 60 feet movement plus his action to then get
120.
120 feet. So now if I do that, I should be able to just blast straight across the ground, and I should make it straight
Absolutely.
in front of Zapanir. As I do, in fact, yeah, okay, I'll say I've used my full movement. Before I get to that, I will bonus action whip out a dagger, and I'll quick toss it at Zapanir's face to get her attention. So that will gain...
So while you're rolling this then, just for the cinematism of all this thing, you see Dargon, who's running up with these werebears behind him. He just looks and there's a small grin, as then there's just this glow across the Solar Swift that pulses round onto the back, and then there's just this burst as these two angelic wings, and as they burst out, in a pure anime moment, Dargon just streaks across the battlefield, reaching down as he streaks and comes to a stop. The wings billow out to pull him to a stop as he then just throws this dagger out. Roll to hit, please, sir.
26 to hit.
26 will hit.
And with an unearthly amount of power behind a dagger, 20 points of piercing damage. That was a full 10 on the D10.
Nice.
And a 3 on the D4.
20 points on
20
the
points.
Jesus Christ. So,
It's not bad, is
with
it?
the whole power of the Everlight and Palor behind him, this dagger just... And I'm going to say the dagger glows as it just... spears into the shoulder joint of Zapanir. And the head just snaps around towards you. Anything else on your turn, sir?
That is literally everything I can do.
I think that might be enough somehow.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I know. I will say that I've done this. So that was 105 feet. So can I be 15 foot up?
Yeah.
Again, I'll just remember that I'm that high up.
It's fine. We can change that. That's a nice, easy one.
Nice. Yeah.
There you go. 15
So
foot in the air.
that's everything.
Okay, Bothrid is just going to grin malevolently with that, and is just going to continue to slash away with this vicious... woodcutter's axe. Looking at the wrong thing there. He is now going to do this recklessly. Seeing his mates around him. 2 1s.
What?
Double natural 1 on the first.
Come on, Bothrid.
Second one, he gets totally distracted by Dargo
Yeah,
just blasting in. It's just like, fuck. Second one comes through this time with a 29 to hit, which does hit, for a grand total of 12 points of damage to Zapanir. And that will be Bothrid. We are then around to Karstan, who I think I missed last time somehow, but it doesn't matter. He was trying to figure out how to use his fucking rifle. He is going to... Can extend or expend, I should say, a grit point to cast a violent shot. Cool. So he's then going to fire 3 times. So the first one's obviously going to be not good enough. Second one, 25 to hit, which will just hit.
Nice.
And the third, 22, which is the magic number. So 2 of those are going to hit. This time with 11 and 18. 29 points of piercing damage as these 2 rounds just streak in. And you can just see bone shards just splinter off. 29 points of damage to Zapanir. Zapanir is no longer happy.
Good.
No longer happy. She's miserable.
And at the end of Karstan's go, Zapanir is going to take a legendary action on this turn, and is going to.
Does she have retreat as a legendary action? Is that one?
Cower and run away.
Yeah.
She's gonna go for though.
Okay. Zapanir is going to look deep into your eyes, Dargon, given the fact that you are partial werebear. She can't control you. She's not happy. You've now just flown up to her. There's radiant like wings. This almost... It looks like the world goes negative for a moment as this beam of negative energy just cascades out towards you. I need a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, glad it was come.
Yep.
She said wisdom, I'd have been worried.
Or Dex.
25.
That's got to be enough.
5 is enough to save, so you're going to take half of this damage.
What was that?
Half of 310.
You are going to take 31 points of necrotic damage as this death-like energy just cascades through your body. For your information, Kirik, that was Finger of Death.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay. 31 was that.
31.
Okay.
So it would have been 62.
I shall use my
That's pretty that's a
Stone's
lot.
Endurance. 31.
15 or 16.
No, it's alright. It's taking off a d12 plus 4. So, yeah. 23 points.
You need a con saving throw, my friend.
I do. So I'm very glad that I just did that. So 23, half of 23. So I need to hit a 12. Thank you. 18.
Nice.
Yeah. Did them the right way round.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Certainly
So then, with that being the end of Karstan's go and the end of Zapanir's legendary action, we're then over to the small group of werebears that are engaging the crew of the Winter's Tale, pretty much apart from Karstan and Hedam, who are taking on Zapanir. So we are going to have... How many attacks? I think they only get one attack each anyway, don't they? Let's have a look. Oh no, 2. So we're going to get an attack against Bralin, attack against Gore. Sorry, an attack against Bralin, 2 attacks against Gore at advantage, and an attack against Feltag. So, the one attack against Bralin is an 18 to hit Bralin, which does just hit. Literally just hits. So Bralin's going to take not a lot of slashing damage, 8 points of slashing damage. And see the other one on the floor. 4 points of cold damage reduced to 2 because he's resistant to cold damage. Definitely not prone though, I'm not sure why that's ticked. So then the 2 attacks against Gore. First one at advantage, 8 or 2 on the dice, so that is going to be 16 to hit. Second one, natural 20. So, does a 16 hit Gore? Yes it does, just again. So Gore is going to take 16 points of slashing damage, reduced to 8 for the rage. 8 damage. 7 points of cold damage. And then the natural 20 worth of damage is going to be... Shit, natural down. 15 reduced to 8 again, and then 8 points of cold damage, so a total of 16 points of damage anyway. Gore is not doing great, but he's okay for now. Okay, so that is that group of werebears. And then over to the second group, who are going to continue to move up. So we're going to do this the nice, easy way. And we're going to go... Oh, why didn't you do that, you moron? Select them all. There we go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. We'll get them to there with all their movement. H is going to get an attack of opportunity from Remley with the longsword, which is going to be 16 to hit plus 26 to hit. That's going to work. So that's going to be 5 points of slashing damage because it's reduced from 10. So 5 points of slashing damage to H as they go through. It's then Zapanir's turn. Zapanir's got a nice chunk of people to play with now. So we're going to get a multi-attack. So I need Kirik and Dargon first to make me Constitution saving throws as the eyes just glare and she stares deep into your very souls.
That's a natural 1 from Kirik.
Oh dear.
Dargon's got your bardic inspiration, mate. You might need it.
Which roll am I doing?
Constitution saving throw as Kirik is paralysed.
Yeah, that's D8, yeah?
Yep.
$21.
21 is not enough either. Dargon, you are paralysed. So we need to get rid of the bardic inspiration because you've used that.
You can keep it if it fails.
Yeah, also... Okay, so if it fails, Indomitable, you can re-roll a saving throw that you fail, but I must use the new one. So...
Are you going to use it?
Yeah, I'll use Indomitable, and does that mean I can still use
the bardic inspiration
again? So let's try again.
Yep.
26.
26 will save this time, so that times the bardic inspiration is used up. And you are not paralysed. Somehow, some way, you just feel this gaze seep into your very soul, but you're able to withstand it. Kirik, however, you are paralysed, which, whilst I check my conditions, means you are incapacitated, you can't move or speak, you automatically fail strength and dexterity saving throws, and any attack that hits you is a critical hit. So, with that said, Zapanir is then going to make a bite attack against Bothrid at advantage because he has been... in fact, no, fuck it. You've pissed her off, Dargon. The bite attack's coming to you. That is going to be a 26 to hit.
Yeah.
You're going to take 17 points of piercing damage.
Yep.
5 points of cold damage.
Reduced to 3?
Yes. And 12 points of necrotic damage.
Yeah.
Claw attack is then going to come towards Kirik, which will be at advantage, I believe, because you are incapacitated. No, ignore me. Ignore me. Ignore me. That's a straight roll. No, attack rolls against a creature has advantage because you're paralysed. That is going to not be amazing, but a 27 to hit, sir.
Yeah, that hits.
So you are going to take 23 points of slashing damage with a crit.
23
And
points of
an
slashing
additional
damage.
12 points of cold damage.
I'm immune to cold, so it doesn't matter.
You're immune to cold, so 23 points of slashing damage.
23, so DC being 12. Second natural one on a Constitution saving throw. My
No.
spell is gone.
Is that the investiture of ice?
Yep.
I was
for the minute, I can't
literally
click. There we
about
go,
to ask if you
investiture
can
of
still
ice.
concentrate if you're paralysed.
You can, yeah. I was just double checking.
Yeah. And then the final claw attack is going to be against Bothrid, which again is going to be at advantage. So that is 34 to hit. There's a natural 20 in there. So that's going to be crit damage as well. Bothrid is going to take 21 points of slashing damage and 13 points of cold damage. So I'm just going to add that straight up, which will be 34 reduced to 17 points of damage total against Bothrid. He got away with that one, I think, because he's raging. 17 points of damage. Zapanir is getting a little bit angry now. Cool. It is then...
I got a bad feeling about this now.
I got a bad feeling about this. Sorry, James.
I always do when Kirik goes, it gets something wrong with him.
Okay, we are then over to Hedam, who is not looking good, and in fact was concentrating on that spell. And I can't remember how much damage they took, but it was a lot, so... Yep, not a fucking chance in hell. The shield around Bothrid, which I totally forgot anyway. Damage resistance. Has resistance to cold, already got resistance to it. And half cover. Doesn't matter. Anyway, so that's fine. But that spell is then gone. Hedam then sort of limping slightly is going to... Fuck it, he's already seen one. Hedam's going to limp down to here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to there. Still in his bloodied state. And he is going to cast a 3rd level lightning bolt at Zapanir, who needs to make a dexterity saving throw. Is going to make it anyway. I think. Think. Dex save. Yep, definitely makes it. Doesn't need to burn a legendary resistance. So we'll take half damage from Hedam's lightning bolts. 8d6 damage halved. 28 down to 14 points of damage against Zapanir. Another lightning bolt hits, and just bits of bone fragment just blasted off. So that's Hedam's go. Geo then is going to continue her offensive on these werebears, and let's make sure I chalk off that last point. We're going to do another flurry of blows on this anyway. So against D, we are going to have one attack. Just hits. Second, in fact, it hits anyway. Second attack hits. Third attack, natural 1. Fourth attack hits. So 3 hits. 5, so 9. 21. 28 points of bludgeoning damage to D, which is enough. As Geo sort of swipes, and then the final one, she jumps into the air, spins around in true monk form, and brings it down on the werebear's head, and the werebear D is out. Gone. Oh shit, I've done it again. Apparently that's too easy. How do I lock that bloody... It should already be locked.
Even I managed to do it.
Need to make it undeletable. Alright, so that's Geo's go. She will probably then just sidle up over here and run straight forward. Feltag then is going to 5, 10. In fact, he's not going to do that. You can see the sparks coming off. 5, 10, 15 around to there instead. And is going to swing towards A once. Which is going to be an 18 to hit. Which is enough. And A is dead. Even with halved. In fact, that won't be halved. Come on. Delete. Delete. So Feltag will then drop down one more and is going to make 2 attacks against C. 24. And a 24 again. So we're going to then get from Feltag as he swings twice with his Moontouch Greatsword. 12, 16, 28 points of slashing damage to C. 28 points of slashing damage to C. Where the fuck have you gone? There you are. And C is now bloodied. Okay. Make a quick roll. I forgot the slow. Get in. Yep, still slowed. So then the Silver Mystery himself, Gindris, still flying 80 foot in the air, is going to come 5. In fact, let's do this the easy way, shall we? Let's do the whole move thing. Move. 55. Just going to fly immediately within range of Zapanir, 55 feet, and is then going to come maths 25 feet down. So that will put him at maths 55 feet high. And with that, it's going to sort of lean around to the side and angle off this breath and just opens it, and there's just this almost mist that comes out, and Zapanir needs to make a Constitution saving throw. So he's done that, so he doesn't catch anything else. Constitution saving throw from you. Con saving throw. Succeeds without a legendary resistance use. And that will then be Gindris' go. Cool. Kirik.
I'm paralyzed.
You are paralyzed. And you are paralyzed. I should have rolled that as well. You are paralyzed for 3 rounds.
Oh, fucking hell.
So then over to
Not
Bralin.
good.
Bralin's just going to sort of dart around the rapier into there, and it's going to try and stab C. Let's have a look. Yep, D&D Beyond is broken for the Tritons, apparently, because there's some spells in here which are in there 3 times. Okay, yeah, no, so Brallan is going to just stab him with the trident. Two-handed. 21 to hit, it's going to hit. It's going to be a grand total of 5 points of damage. Thanks for showing up. 5 points of damage to C. Okay. Gore's go. Gore's going to come streaking straight down. And again, he's going to use that ability. And Fury of the Small. So that's going to be... Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Scrolling up too much. 2d6 plus 4. Oh, the damage. $13 points of damage, depending on the dex save from the Oilbear. That's a natural 20, so that will be halved and halved again. So what did I say? 9, 13, so 7, 4. 4 points of damage to C. Almost nothing. And then Gore will continue with the Great Axe recklessly. So advantage for the first one. Two natural 20s.
Oh!
Double 20.
Oh!
So that's going to be 16 points of slashing damage with the crit, which is going to be reduced down to 8. Because it's a non-magical weapon, but still, double crit. When did that fucking ever happen? And then the second attack at advantage as well. It's going to be double 3s for a 12, which is enough to hit. That's 16 points of damage again, round to 8, which is a bit ridiculous, really. Considering they crit on that. That is Gore's go. We are then around to Ethereal then. So Ethereal now seeing Kirik just clench up, if anything. I don't think he's got anything. I don't think he's got anything. Unfortunately. So instead, Ethereal's going to do something which is a little bit reckless. And Ethereal is going to attempt to cast a 4th level banishment.
Come on.
What's happening here?
Yeah. Even if it's just wastes one of the, uses up one of the things.
It's 11 on the dice, which makes it a grand total of 21. Which is enough to save. As again, the spell that just pages just... and Ethereal reaches out. Not enough. That will be Ethereal's go. And we are back round to the top. So I will see as this is all then happening, as we are over 3 hours in, and I know everybody's fully invested in this fight right now and would love for it to continue. But as all these things are starting to happen, Kirik gets paralysed, Zapanir begins to look like she's getting a bit of an upper hand. Gindrish streaks around the battlefield and comes within almost touching distance as he hovers above, and just sort of peeping over the spikes with the arrow drawn. Dargon stepping forth, his body just covered in these stones, and the rest of their allies fighting on. We are going to leave that there for this week, and we will conclude this fight next week. So thank you all for sticking with us. I know it's been a bit of a slog there getting through various characters. Things will happen to streamline that. They've already been happening throughout the game to streamline that a little bit. It's just the beginning that was always going to be a bit slow. So apologies for that there. But thank you all for joining us. There were some new folks in the chat tonight, so welcome to the chat. Welcome to our stream. We have got the giveaway running. Follow us on social media for the details of that. But if you are not following or subscribing to the stream itself, then you are leaving yourself at a disadvantage in that prize draw. So follow for 1 ticket, subscribe for 5 tickets, and there you can put yourself with a better chance of winning either some artwork, which has been done by the very own Stick, who is in the chat. So a shout out to you, Stick, because the artwork's amazing, and there is a t-shirt up for grabs as well. I will this week work with our social media manager to make sure we've got previews out there to show you what you could win in those giveaways, just to hopefully persuade you even more to subscribe to this lovely little channel where we play nice games of Dungeons and Dragons and kill each other with big white undead dragons. So there we go. Thank you all for joining us once again. That will be us for tonight. Join us again next week, same time on Monday for episode 102. Stick around because we are going to raid as well, so show some other channels some love. But from the Malt and Magic crew, that has been episode 101, and we will see you next time.